My wise angels to guide me always with insights, wisdom, compassion, genuine authenticity, and deeper truths. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're going to tap into this energy. There's a lot. There's a lot. I didn't actually expect to do this right now, but I'm just going to go with the flow, collective. Okay, we're going to follow the rhythm here because I don't know where this is going to take me. But I want to mention before we get into this, let's go ahead and start us off with some deep breaths, by the way. Some deep breaths, some deep breaths, some deep breaths. And then while you do that, I'm going to read you some affirmations here, okay? Deep breaths, deep breaths. I rise above earthly matters. I am more than what I feel. I am greater than this pain. I am greater than my mind. I rise above mental clutter. I am more. I am not the crazy everyone says I am. I am multifaceted. I am proud of that. I am greater than the pain my body holds. I am not defined by my emotions and feelings. I am simply me. I am allowed to be happy, sad, angry, and disappointed all at the same time. I am not ashamed of it. I am free from shame. And I also want to add, I am free from guilt. I am free from guilt. I am free from guilt, okay? You guys, I feel like, okay, because I've been feeling the need to really just sit and listen very, very attentively to this energy that's in the air. And I've been feeling this since maybe Friday, I want to say. We're on Tuesday, I think. Monday? No, we're on Tuesday. And I've been feeling this energy, and I'm going to pull up some cards here, okay, since Friday. And I've been in this roller coaster, highs and lows, this constant cycle of highs and lows, okay? And I wanted to get some messages out yesterday, which was Monday, but I just couldn't get my body to go a little faster or even just get in the groove of it, just following the flow. I needed to just sit with myself because not only was I feeling emotional, but there has been a lot of energies pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, okay? And hear me, collective, okay, that if you are resonating with this, okay, because this could be people from your past. Okay, we're going to do some releasing here, if you will, okay? And follow me when I say that if you have been feeling people from the past pulling on your energy, you know, this could be an ex, this could be a friendship, this could be family members, okay? I'm hearing bloodline, okay? This comes with a lot of silence. Really seeking clarity in the emotions that come with this. All right? This may even be people from your past who are feeling really guilty and shameful about something. All right? While we have been in this like phase of revealing truths and exposing people, it's been harsh, okay, is what I'm getting here. It's been really harsh. It's been really painful. It's been a time to really accept the harsh truths of things and people and places and even companies and businesses and what's happening behind the scenes. You hear me? So, in having to just sit with myself in silence and really tapping into this energy, because it's something to just really pay attention to. Like first slowing down and then silencing yourself and really practicing and sitting with yourself in silence. I think that's what the practice was, okay, since Friday for me. And this is what Spirit also has been putting in my heart is like, you need to just be quiet. Why is this energy pulling me in? Why am I all of a sudden having dreams about this person? Why is this person all of a sudden coming up in my dreams? You know, for some, it's like I haven't even talked to them in a long time, and I haven't even really seen them in a long time. But all of a sudden they're coming up. All of a sudden they want to pull on my energy. All of a sudden, you know, even for some, they're calling you, they're texting you, hey, let's link up, let's go and hang out and talk. But this is also something you've been super aware of, completely vigilant, and it's okay to be so aware and vigilant about it. I think that's the correct way to go about it, collective. Because it hasn't been an easy place to share certain things. It hasn't been a nice place where you can just sit comfortably with somebody and share your accomplishments with, or share what is to come, or even like just simply being present with somebody, you know, because either you know, and your intuition is telling you, you just know that they're watching you, observing you, studying you in ways that you just couldn't explain, but it comes with unpleasant feelings, if you will. It hasn't been a place where you're able to just sit presently with somebody, and then in trust, and being in trust, and knowing that you can trust them. And I just heard being very, very careful, being very, very careful. Okay. Could be, for some, it has been a time to really appreciate who you are and who you have become. That's important. It is so vital. Just like these affirmations that I had said, okay, to even start your day in affirming to yourself that I am actually not what everyone says I am. It's a very confusing time, you know, that we can easily get sucked into people's narratives, like easily get sucked into people's tactics, plans, especially for the ones who can be very, you know, too nice and too kind. You're a very kind-hearted, light-hearted person. How easily people get you. You know, that when we don't have the self-awareness, people can pull you in and reel you in when they can, because either they need something from you, you know, and it starts with the charm. It starts with having to please you, highly pleasing you, highly praising you, highly complimenting you, and giving you presents, gifts, and it's not even Christmas. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I don't need this. Why are you all of a sudden giving this to me? It's that kind of energy and place and environment that one has been experiencing. I don't need you to give me all these gifts. I don't need you to highly praise me. And then for some, you're questioning, why are you highly praising me? You don't even know me. It's weird, right? Why all of a sudden you're giving me all of these gifts? Why all of a sudden you're hitting me up and you're just saying all kinds of nice things? You're being so charming. Okay, it starts with the charm, collective. It starts with the charm, and then it ends up you feeling like empty. Like, did this person just suck the life out of me without even me knowing that they just suck the life out of me, suck the energy, the good energy, my juice out of me, and just turn dark. And then all of a sudden you're having to sit with yourself and you're thinking, holy crap, this is exactly what my intuition told me from the get-go, but I, kind of was giving it the benefit of the doubt, kind of was just like hoping that this isn't another thing to be aware of. This isn't another situation, a person to be aware of, because simply you just want friends. Simply you just want to get along with somebody. For some of us, we've been in isolation for so long, we just want a friend, company to feel safe and to trust. But then all of a sudden you're getting into situations with people again, and here we go again, that type of energy. Here we go again. This is another situation. I have to be so vigilant and careful and have to put up my guard. And you don't really want to put up your guard, 1111. You don't really want to put up your guard. I don't really want to be protective. I don't want to be in the energy where I'm always having to overly protect myself. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to feel like I can just be free and be lighthearted, and then that person also doing the same with me, like sharing this moment with me, sharing this present moment with me, and not having to too much think about it and overthink about, is this person gonna attack me? Is this person going to spiritual attack me? Is this person completely aware? And let me just say, collective, that when we're in the moment and we're having to overly think and overly think about you having to overly protect yourself constantly, how draining that could be for your energy, right? I don't want to be in this energy. I want to just comfortably be and feel safe. But it has become a place where we have to constantly be so aware, because you just never know who is following your moves, listening to your conversations. And I'm talking about listening to your conversations with ill intent. Malice. And even in the way they're watching you, their eyes move, right? And it speaks jealousy and envy. And that's not a very comfortable, pleasant feeling, right? Jealousy is a disease. We don't want that here. We don't want you spreading your poison here. This is where self-love, self-care, self-soothe comes in, that a lot of us are not taking heed on. That perhaps there has been a lot of projection. There has been a lot of energy vampires. Oh, I call them Jeepers Creepers. I talked about this in one of my readings before. They just steal whatever they can and grab whatever they can and then just bully you. And this is due to lack of self-assessment, self-awareness. And it has become that place where we have to hold our ground and be so vigilant of who we're dealing with, who we're talking to, who we're sharing our energy with. Unfortunately, it has become that kind of world. And it just seems like for some of you guys, the group just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, I want to say that if you're experiencing that, okay, that you're starting to notice that you're not talking to anybody very much these days. You're not really sharing your ideas, your thoughts with anybody these days. You're not really sharing your expressions with anybody these days. I think that comes with rest, and appreciating yourself more. You know, that before, when you had friends around, you had these people around, you know, you were honoring them and loving them and caring for them so much. Even for some, giving too much. And so what comes with this group getting smaller and smaller and you having to just sit with yourself, that actually comes with self-appreciation. I love myself this time around. And I'm allowed to love myself this time around. I'm okay with that. I approve. And you should. And we should, you know. I think we misinterpret sometimes the meaning of solitude. Appreciating your time alone, appreciating your time and getting to know yourself in your own time. Why did I lose so many people in my life? Why all of a sudden this person is not hanging around with me too much, you know? And maybe there's a lesson to that, collective. This is what spirit, this is what God is putting in my heart, okay? And I'm following the rhythm here as we go, and this energy is just going. It's beautiful, actually, because like, I'm getting like it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because as things kind of fade, people, places, and things just kind of melting away, disappearing all of a sudden. But then there is this side to you that is healing, alive, brand new. A sense of renewal, a sense of direction. And I'm getting like not so much this feeling of a sense of belonging, you know, because communities also these days we have to be so aware of. There's kind of like a bad taste to that when I said that. There's a bad taste on my mouth when I said that, because like communities is supposed to be the people, the group that should make you feel comfortable and should make you feel like you belong, right? But maybe for some that's not the case. Maybe for some of us, you know, the community starts with us, and by starting up that community and gathering people, you have to start the community within yourself. And I'm looking at some cards here, okay? And this is something to really appreciate about yourself. That you can think about it in a different way. Like, maybe the reason why I haven't really been hanging around with people is because this is my time to just sit with myself and understand myself and appreciate who I am, and asking myself so many questions. That by asking ourselves so many questions, this is unblocking us. This is like opening us up to new perspectives, opening us up to maybe even new people that at first is not going to feel comfortable. It's not. But that's the practice, right? It's like an end to a new beginning. Okay, and that's what I mean by bittersweet, okay? Because you're leaving people behind, you're leaving things behind, and you're even contemplating, should I leave this person behind? Should I even leave this job? Should I even leave this situation? Because I don't think this is serving me in any way. Which is actually a start to a new beginning, if you look at it that way. That it is not gonna feel easy and good at first, and it's not supposed to, because that comes with a great and an even greater purposeful lesson. Okay, and I'm following the rhythm here. This weird energy in the air that I've been feeling, it's like it is very bipolar. It is exactly what the weather has been like. It is exactly what all of these natural disasters that have been happening around the world. Because if you think about it, this is also what's happening inside of us. You know, government's changing, society is changing, everything is shifting, and we're all going to ourselves, who am I? I don't even know who I am anymore. You don't. That's why here you are trying to get to know yourself in your own time, in your own private space. This is my time to understand who I really am, and really, really deeply appreciating that, and really having a deep appreciation for yourself. And for some, it's this feeling of like, oh, I feel so renewed, and I am so grateful to be in the position that I am today. I feel like the inner work that I have been putting in, and the energy work that I have been putting in, has been really working for me. That's good news. That will lead to new beginnings, opportunities with people, and even collaborating with people that you never thought you can collaborate with. And literally you're just rising to the occasion everywhere you go, every room you step into, and you're just like, I don't even know who I am anymore. Perhaps you're changing. And it's the change that's making you go, I don't know if I feel comfortable with this. You know, it's like you having to free fall, and you don't know what's down there. I don't know where I'm gonna go from here. And I guess that's the part where we literally, I will not forget you. I have held you in the palm of my hand. Isaiah 49, verse 15. I just had this right here. I use this as my bookmark for my Bible. Literally, let go and let God. I just heard it's a place of a new beginning. That while the external world has been changing rapidly, how we are all feeling this whirlwind inside of us, in our minds even, you know. Yes, a feeling of chaos and confusion, and then that chaos and confusion like leaving, and then making way for truth and clarity to step in, to have more clean and clear conscience, and to appreciate like yourself in this moment right now, that while all of this chaos and confusion, this whirlwind of chaos and confusion leaving, we are now welcoming in truth and clarity. Like, we're literally being washed, being cleaned, being cleansed, like freaking holy water on everyone, you know what I mean? Like, cleansing you. And then you're going, I don't know if I like this feeling, Kimber. Because now the secrets are coming out. Lies. Now the secrets is coming out, and it's being exposed, and all of you guys you now have this clear lens, and you're seeing things for what they truly are. And that's the most uncomfortable part. That may be the part that feels unpleasant. I don't really like how this feels, Kimber. I don't really like how, you know, I'm seeing my friend, or I'm seeing a family member, and I've known them for so long, and all of a sudden, like, now I'm really seeing them for who they are. And on top of that, even finding out secrets and lies that has been told to many, and that's the truth that one does not want to sit with. But that's the truth that needs to come out so it can leave and then be renewed. But you see, it's like, again, going back to what I was saying about this feeling of bittersweet. It's not all gonna feel nice at first, you know, it's actually gonna crumble. It's actually going to crumble first, and we don't know how long this unpleasant feeling going to last, but it's like everything crumbling around, and then having to feel that inside, and then before it even gets better, the crumble you gotta feel. Before even, I just heard essence, before even stepping into really seeing things for the way that they are, their essence, their essence, your essence, collective, your essence. I gotta crumble, I gotta die, I gotta have this ego death, and I gotta have multiple ego deaths, if you will, if that's the case. I gotta go through healing this part of me that I just don't want to go into, right? But before it even gets good, before it even gets better and having this new beginning, it's like, Kimber, I don't know how long I have to sit with this, because I didn't even know I was doing this. The guilt and the shame that you're now in. How do I replace guilt and shame with good? How do I even get to a point of even knowing the good? How do I even begin to even knowing the good? Because I don't know how to get rid of the things that are crumbling. I don't know how to get rid of the bad in me. I don't know how to get rid of the guilt and the shame, Kimber. I've been drowning in emotions. I've been drowning in this energy that I'm feeling. And it doesn't feel nice, okay? 8 of Cups, bottom of the deck. It doesn't feel nice. Bittersweet, once again, bittersweet. There's a lot of water energy here. Cups. I have 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups, 5 of Cups, King of Cups. Drowning in emotions. And these emotions come with nasty, unexplained emotions. Maybe even unprocessed emotions, like this recent full moon that we just had. And it's like that's where the silence starts. Wow, okay, I'm getting the moon here. 5 of Cups, and then bottom of the deck we have the moon. Something about nighttime, okay. Right, we're going into depression season, right? As soon as the nighttime rolls in, and I said this in my other reading, my previous reading, that as soon as the nighttime rolls in, here comes the depressive episode I'm feeling, and I don't want to feel this, Kimber. There's a lot of unexplained emotions here, and I don't know how to process it. It's heavy, it feels heavy, and it just got heavy. Bittersweet. Okay, I'm leaving this relationship, I'm leaving this partnership, I'm leaving this person, but now I have to carry this weight with me, without him, without her. And I don't know if I can do that by myself, Kimber. For some, it's like you didn't even know that you have been carrying this weight with you. I'm getting, it's like everyone's eyes is lit up. It's not empty anymore. When you look into somebody's eyes and it's empty, and that the empty eyes scares me. It scares me. I don't like the empty eyes. When you look into somebody's eyes, you can just tell somebody's calling me. Get out of here, get out of here. For some, it's like you having to just be like, yo, I need some time alone. I need to understand me. And you know what I think this is? This is where this weird energy that lingers. You know, people want to pull in your energy. People just want to keep pulling into your energy because they just cannot stand being alone. I have questions. Okay, go in and ask yourself. You know, but they're pulling in your energy because they need your energy as opposed to alchemizing their own energy. I'm going to sit with myself and I'm going to transmute my energy. But no, it's like people are going to other people and going, I need your energy, I need your energy, I need your energy, I need your energy, because I can't sit with mine right now and I don't know what to do with my energy. And like I said, these are people from your past feeling all the guilt and the shame that they don't want to feel by themselves because they need you there to confirm it, to validate it. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of us are being pushed to be alone because it's time for you to, for a lot, it's like your first time being independent emotionally, you know, financially. And taking care of yourself and really knowing how to take care of yourself, like reparenting yourself, if you will. And a lot of us who's been through abandonment issues, that's hard to do. Sometimes we can't help but to pull into other people's energies because we just can't sit with ours. And that's the part where the discipline, if you will. That's where the discipline steps in. The discipline that we ignore. I don't want to go through the discipline. I don't want to go through the inner work. Because the inner work is unbearable. But you see, this is where people start to do the shortcuts. You know, and the shortcuts doesn't actually work. And then we become destructive to other people. We become so neglectful to ourselves. And then when we are neglectful to ourselves, we start to neglect people in ways that we're not even seeing for ourselves. I feel like this 8 of Cups, it is, I feel like, represents things that, you know, things to walk away from, okay? This is what I'm getting, and I'm following the rhythm here. I feel like this 8 of Cups represents walking away from people, walking away from certain situations because it just is not serving you anymore. And it's not also something that you'd want to do, collective, because you don't want to be alone. You don't want to sit with this heavy weight, this heavy emotion, whatever it may be, coming from your past, all of a sudden rising to the top. You know what I mean? Like those kind of situations where you're just like, I'd rather not. But this is the discipline. It's like, this is spirit going, I need you to sit with yourself. And I also need you to stay away from people because you now have become destructive. You now have become destructive to other people because you can't sit with your own pain, sit with your own healing. So now what you're doing is projecting that pain and you're hurting other people because you're hurt. It's become that kind of place. We just keep hurting other people. We just keep being weird around people. It's not like we are even giving ourselves to say, what's wrong with me? Am I the problem? Have I become the problem? Because you probably have. You probably have been the one being destructive to people and you just don't know it. Well, that's a little unfair. I just heard that in my head. That's a little unfair. It could be, perhaps it is, right? Because you have been that child who needed to take care of everybody and you didn't have anyone to take care of you. And so now comes the time to really fill that void for yourself because nobody can do it for you. And it's that moment of awakening, wow, no one is actually going to save me. No, nobody is going to save you. And I say that in that tone because I think we sit around thinking, and waiting for people to come and rescue us and help us. But in reality, in truth, collective, no one will. And nobody can't. That's facts. And that's also the bittersweet. That's also the harsh truth realization that nobody will save you. Nobody can't. And it's even harder for the people who's been through so much trauma and abandonment issues, because now you're just going, then who loves me? Whoever loved me, whoever cared for me. Now I really, really got to sit with myself and fill that void for myself. I'm also hearing, I'm going back to bittersweet again. I'm also hearing like, there is excitement to that. There is excitement. It's like you got to look for the joy in, like, I'm following the rhythm here, collective. You got to find the joy in getting to know yourself without the people around you that you're used to being around with. You got to pull yourself away from it. And I think that's what it is like your body has accustomed itself to be around people, to rely on people too much, that you don't even know how to be for yourself and how to make yourself happy in your own time, if that makes sense. You grew up in having to please everyone around you and making people happy around you, and then you completely forgotten what it's like to be happy for yourself in your own time. It's like, this is the discipline that we're stepping into. And yeah, it comes with a lot of sorrow. It comes with a lot of disappointments. Even rage and anger. I'm getting, for some, it's like, wow, like, how long do I have to go through this pain? How long do I have to feel this pain? And how long do I have to sit with this when I've been sitting with this since I was a child? Nobody was actually really there for me, Kimber. I'm going to clarify this Nine of Wands. Okay, we're 37 minutes in. You see, it's like there is clarity in that. There is. It's like, for some of you, it's like a waiting. You've been waiting. We've been waiting. We've just been waiting for the time. Like, when is my time, Kimber? When is my time? When am I going to get what's mine? When is it my time to be financially stable, be settled into my new home? When is it my time to have that new car? When is it my time to have that new life? Because it's like I've been trying and trying and trying and pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's like I feel like I'm not getting there. But collective, don't give up. Please don't. Please don't give up. Because Page of Swords, clarifying the Nine of Wands, it's like, you're going to figure it out. You will. And you have to. It's important that you do. I feel like this is where I talk about creativity. Okay. What comes with that sorrow, what comes with the disappointment and the sadness, when it becomes heavy and that emotion is just now taking over you, like you don't even have a sense of mobility anymore, you know what I mean? It's like you can't even function, that kind of feeling. Like, I'm hearing right. Excuse me. Poet. I'm hearing right. This is where creativity leads us. That when things become and feel burdened, you have a choice, collective. And remember that you always have a choice to channel these energies, to channel and transmute all of these emotions and energies you're feeling. It may not feel all quite amazing, but in channeling it and transmuting it, you might just create something wonderful that nobody's ever seen before. You may just be that next amazing, badass artist that we need in this new world we're stepping into, in this new world that we have stepped into. You may just be that new painter. You may just be that artist who is creating something and then leading you up to opening up a new gallery or something, you know, and it's for people to see. And it's like, I'm getting that when we are in this energy of like sitting with the emotion, the unpleasant emotions, just things are also brewing at the same time when we are sitting with these heavy emotions, because and doing that and sitting with that, something's brewing inside. Ideas, things that perhaps society needs to hear. Society needs to see, to watch your story coming to life, if you will. Your story coming to life. Your pain being that story that everybody needs to hear. That you could be the next artist. You could be the next rapper. You could be this next writer, poet. You know what I mean? You could be this next dancer. You know, choreographer. We're waiting for a new, fresh dancer, choreographer who's going to teach the rest of the children new dope fucking like moves like we've never seen before since Missy Elliott's music videos. You know, like that kind of fresh, new authenticity that we need to see, that the world needs to see, that we haven't seen in decades. Because it's been kind of boring, bro. It's been kind of dull, you know what I mean? Like, stepping out, and I'm following the rhythm here, and this is an amazing energy. And I'm looking outside, and the wind, it's windy, and it's like, this is that change now, okay? This is where Mother Nature is going, okay, something's brewing. It's time for you to step out now and show everybody and tell everyone your story. It's your turn to tell your story. It's your turn to turn that pain into something greater than your pain, greater than yourself. It's your turn to be this most amazing writer and an amazing author that you've always wanted to be, but you just never got the chance to do it. Inspiration is what I heard, right? Let's get into this King of Cups. Ooh. And then for some of you guys, there has been a masculine here that's been eyeing you. Not in a creepy way. Not in like a stalker way, but like somebody who's been wanting to step in and make changes with you. This is like a brand new start, a brand new relationship, partnership, like a very romantic, like fresh. It's tailored just for you. And all of that inner work that you've been doing, you deserve that one. You deserve this one. That when I say that one, it's tailored. There's definitely plenty of fish in the sea, but this big one that I just caught is a very special one, and I don't think I want to let this one go. I'm getting that you know, you have been the one putting in so much work to a point of sacrificing everything just so you can gain everything back. And you didn't care who, what, when, and where, you know, said this and said that about you. You know, anybody who ridiculed you, misunderstood you. Excuse me. Anybody who misunderstood you or even like belittled you, like you just kept going. It's a celebration. 3 of Cups. You deserve this kind of love. Oh my gosh. I think I just got a package at the front. I'm going to end it here. I love you guys so much and take care. If you want to do any personal readings, all of my information will be in the description box below. Take care and be so aware. I love you guys. Bye.